What is up, everyone? This is the SMT Sneed Mobile Tech, and you are now watching Technoid. Enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another episode of Technoid. Hope you guys are having an excellent day. Lights are back on. Hope everything looks great on your end, guys. But as always, guys, hit that like button, share this video because we got some mid-range phones to talk about today. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk about everything you need to know about the A51 5G and the A71 5G. And I will explain in detail how the 5G market is now starting to expand. So without further ado, let's get it going. So the only story for today, and really the only focus I'm going to focus on today's episode, Samsung. Now, as you know, Samsung has been pushing the innovation path for 5G, trying to make everything 5G by making all their devices 5G enabled, making everything 5G from the get-go. Well, it looks like they are also doing that with their mid-range. Now, a couple months ago, I covered the A51 smartphone and the A71. I talked about how they were already on their way in the foreign market and would probably be making their way to America. Well, the good news, they're coming to America. Yippee! But there's a catch. They will not be coming in the 4G LTE version. They will be shipping with 5G. Now, the information for this phone for the American version is very vague in terms of 5G cellular connectivity, also what band they're using, and also if it would be subpar or whatever Sam told me. I'm sorry, Sam, if I messed up. Millimeter wave, all those little technical details. I'll leave that to you. But I'm gonna talk the tech aspects, what's inside the phone, what it could be possibly using, everything you need to know. So let's get it going. So Samsung has announced on their daily website they are going to be releasing the A51 and A71 5G. These phones will be the first mid-ranges that they're releasing in America to support 5G standard. Now I commend them very highly because putting 5G on a mid-range not only adds value, but it also makes people in the mid-range market tap in to the speeds that people are able to use 5G at. Now, in terms of the specs, they're very similar. The A51 and A71 are very similar in size and very similar in cameras, specs, everything. The A51 is a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display. It will have the O display just like the S20. Now, I gotta say, if these weren't told that they were mid-ranges, they would literally buy as flagships. They look like flagship phones. And I've been saying it, and I'll say at the end what I always say. The A51 will also have triple camera setup with a fourth camera on the back. It will support a 48 megapixel main camera, ultra wide, depth sensing, and the A71 will also have a 64 megapixel with 12 megapixels of ultra wide and a depth and macro camera. All good stuff. Both cameras will be housing a 32 megapixel camera. They will both have octa-core. We don't know exactly which CPU they're going to go with, but we do know they will be dual 2 GHz and hexa 1.8 GHz CPU. The rumor is Samsung is going to stick with Exynos, but on the American side, we'll be getting the Qualcomm chips. So I'm going to take a small guess and say they're going to use the Snapdragon mid-range 5G that they're going to use. So that's really where I'm going, the mid-range modems and the mid-range CPU. So there's your CPU, but that's a rumor, we don't know exactly. And also when it comes to memory, both phones will have 6 to 8 gigabytes of memory with a 128 internal storage. Also, both phones will have fast charging. However, the A71, being the better phone, will have super fast charging with USB-C support and also will have a 4500 milliamp hour battery. So basically that is the tech side. Let's get to the 5G. Now everybody's saying, how is this going to be done? Is it going to be released by the carriers? Are they going to have it unlocked? Well, there is not a lot of information on the 5G aspect, and later, by the time this video is out, Sam, me and I are actually working on this episode together. He will be doing his version, and I'll be doing my version, but this is my version talking about the phones and the market. He will be looking at the 5G aspect, so I'm not going to talk too much, but there is a rumor going around, and basically some speculation, that these phones will be able to be released unlocked. Now, keep in mind, that is a very big rumor because you do see the S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20 Ultra being able to be unlocked and used with any 5G. But the protocols is it will be able to support sub-6 and millimeter wave 5G for Verizon, and then sub-6 for the T-Mobile and Sprint merger. We don't know exactly what band they're going to use or exactly what they're using, but all the evidence online from the foreign markets are pointing to different styles, either because they're in different markets, obviously, but in America, I would have to let Sam talk about that. So if you want to talk more about the 5G aspect, I will leave a link to his video, hopefully if he releases it after mine. But the A51 and A71 smartphones, in my opinion, are the two best smartphones right now in the mid-range market if they're coming out. Now, they're coming out in the summer, and the reason why I say they're going to be the best is the price. The A51 is rumored to be $500, and the A71 will be $100 more at $600. Now, Samsung hasn't confirmed the price, but that's the speculated price point because of also last year's edition. So I think that this opens up a big possibility when it comes to the 5G market, because now you are making a big, bold step, getting more regular, less heavy users for the flagships, getting them into your product, but also allowing them to take advantage of 5G. It is affordable, it is a great option, and I think people are going to levitate towards these devices. Because you look at the S20, the S20 Plus, and the S20 Ultra, even though I think it's fair pricing, at the end of the day, it is just too expensive. So now you have these mid-ranges that look and act just like the real ones, but they do have a few cutbacks by not having a glass back, wireless charging, maybe not as good camera quality as you would think, but for the naked eye, some people probably won't even care. But the point is, you cut back on the areas that cost you the most money, and you innovate on the areas that need the most. And I think that's what Samsung is doing. By making two versions, one is an entry level, the other one's a step up from the other one, and they both give you 5G, give you good tech specs, it's going to sell well for Samsung. I keep saying it. The mid-range market is where the money is being made. Not the flagships, not the premiums, the mid-range. So for me, I think I'm definitely excited for the A51 and A71. They're supposed to be due in the summertime of this year. We'll have to wait and see. But that's really it for the phones. And on a side note, there is an A41 coming out as well. That will be $100 less. That will be $400. However, that one, we don't know exactly if that's going to be 5G or just that's the LTE version. Samsung has made it clear they don't want any LTE. They want to roll out 5G. So I would assume it would be 5G as well, although I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. So that's it for the episode. Now, what do I mean at the end when I said, what do I always say? I always say it like this, guys. When the mid-ranges are able to perform and draw more attention than the flagships and are able to perform at most people's better expectations, I think it's safe to say that the mid-ranges are probably going to start picking up some heat and are probably going to be more of a grab for people because people just can't afford the flagships right now. And I think it's fair game when Samsung does this. They release their mid-range phones but put the things that are in the flagship and make it more appealing to get people in. And that's where I agree with Samsung on the pricing and everything that they're doing for this phone. So that's the A51 and A71. So guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think this is going to sell well? I want to hear your thoughts. And as always, guys, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button. That works as well. And also check out Sam's video if you want to be updated on the 5G versions, on everything from the tech specs in an advancement. You can check it out on the link. But thank you guys so much for watching, and peace!